Chicago recently, as you know, passed a budget that was plugged with $38.5 million from, quote, surplus TIF funds. These difficult times forced a move that I've been calling for years. TIF districts are supposed to generate economic development where it otherwise would not occur. They were not created to be a rainy day fund or a safety net when the economy went sour. Too often, Chicago's policy has been to collect millions in a piggy bank and decide how to spend it later. More money has accumulated than anyone could have ever imagined, more than $4 billion. And some of those funds could have been used by the other taxing bodies for years if TIFs were retired when they had run their course. Just one example, because we talked about transparency a lot, Homewood. Homewood is a south suburb. Homewood is a place that has a lot of transparency. People know what the TIFs are doing, and annually they talk about funds that may be surplus and return those to the voters. So that's just an example, I think, of a town that's trying to be a little more transparent. So what happens next year? Will TIF dollars bail out the budget again? Will officials turn to tax increases and rate hikes? The system is broken and needs to be fixed. It's time for something to change. Therefore, I'm calling for a moratorium on all new Chicago TIFs. At this critical juncture in new leadership in the city of Chicago, I'm calling on all elected officials and candidates to publicly state their position on TIFs and to pledge to support a moratorium for at least 6 months until a thorough examination can be conducted and a new administration installed. And I'm pleased, by the way, that a number of candidates have been speaking out and had some very creative ideas in the last few weeks about TIFs and how they could be used and how they could be more transparent. My hope is that a moratorium will slow the proliferation of TIFs. We need a review of all TIFs, balances, and surplus. We need to understand how vendors get contracts for TIF projects. That means budget processes should be reformed to include TIF districts in that debate.